welcome back to Van Life Customs UK Limited. Today this is an update video on our bespoke U-shape furniture for a T4, T5, T6 van. So my first video, if you've seen that, this interior in this van was gloss grey with a white sparkle worktop. Beginning of this year I decided I weren't 100% happy with the gloss grey board, and I planned to rebuild it. And I really like the black hacienda and a black trim and a black sparkle worktop. So what we've done, we removed the gloss grey version and I rebuilt it again in the hacienda black. There's been a couple of updates since the first video. There's a couple of little extra hatches. I'm now putting a tambour door in it. So I'm going to run through them today in this video, just the extras that I've kind of over the year sort of changed and it's evolved. I'll also run through setting the bed up for you. Yeah, and this is just, like I say, 12-month update on how we find it. We absolutely love the U-shaped design. It does open up the van massively. This is a short wheelbase T4, and it really does make the van feel much bigger. Like I said in the other video, we was never really happy with the rock and roll bed we had. I can get the mountain bikes in here, which is kind of where this sort of design for me come from, being able to put my bikes in one piece rather than take wheels off and stuff. So it still moves the middle box, so you've got the full run of the van. It still slides out, there's still bed slats. Yeah, so let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to do is turn this sofa, U-shaped sofa bed, into a bed. So it's exactly the same as how the last video done, but instead of going back to watch the old video, I'll show you in this one and I'll bash through it quite quickly. Same thing, you just got to pull the cushions sort of off, slide the bits out. So we'll slide that out, that slides out there, that one slides out there. And there we go, you've got a nice big bed. This bed I think is 6 foot like length, and across the sort of width of the van I think it's nearly like Super King width, give or take a bit. It really ain't far off. So yeah, there's a big bed, so I'll put it back to seating position very quickly. And there we have it, back to your sofa. So as you can see, instead of our wooden slidey doors, we've gone with the tambour door on this version. I really like the slidey wooden doors, but they did have their limitations. They only open so far, so they only give you a small access point. So the whole idea of my sliding doors were the fact that once the bed was up, you could still get in your cupboard, because once that's out, you can still get in here. Moving on to version 2, we have a tambour door. This now opens up the whole cupboard, so you can get to everything on this top shelf. You can still get down here to your drink, your fire extinguisher, all the other bits and pieces. It's definitely a better solution. We also added this hatch below the sink. So my sink sits here, so I don't know if you can see in the video, my sink does take up quite a bit of this space. But before we had one solid panel there, and there is still space in here. So why not utilise that extra little bit of space? So that's what I've done. We've put a hatch on here, and that gives you a little bit extra. And also one of our biggest selling products at the minute is our overhead cupboards. So I think in the first video I hadn't made these yet, but as with this one, as the year went on, I started making these overhead cupboards, and yet again, extra little bit of space, drop down doors, and it's great use of space. We also do this in a shelf version. If you have a look on our other videos, it shows you how you can build it from flat pack, or we do send them out pre-built, and how to install them to your on the video it's a T5, but I'm sure most vans are very similar. Just show you how the rear moves out, and that will complete our video. And at the back of the van now, so this is our rear box that houses your bed slats. It also has a drop down this side with storage, but if we're off surfing, which I am this evening, or mountain biking, which we was last weekend, just chuck all the cushions out of the way. The rear box is removable. Now that can go in the front of the van or in your garage. You don't have to leave it in your van unless you're going camping. If you need to go camping, you do really need to take a week because it's got your bed slats in. It also makes up the rest of the bed. But by removing that box, it opens up the full length of the van. Come and get the camera. As you can see, it gives you a good walk through. I just want to show you the sliding door access. So most U-shaped designs, this side of the U-shape and the sliding door come out to here. So it takes up a good part of your sliding door. When I designed this, I needed this part of the door free, so I could fill it with awnings and biking stuff and all the stuff you take with you when you go away for a weekend. So I made it so this part pulls out, slides back away. What you can do, you can leave it out if you want to. You can put a cushion on the end, like that. So now you can use it as a seat. Emma's favourites, when she's been travelling on her own, she don't always want to put the bed up, so she will slide out the end, chuck a cushion on there, and there she has a single bed for a quick kip before she carries on with her journey. You can also use it as a cooking platform. Cook up your bacon if you don't want to be cooking on the sink and hob, or maybe you don't have sink and hob and you want to just cook under your canopy on your van. You've now got somewhere to cook. I'd just like to add before we move on, another part of our sliding bed system. We recently built a combi van, a T5 combi van, and the customers wanted to keep their fourth seat. So they had a double, a single, and then they kept their extra combi single, so they had 4 seats. We managed to utilise the original seatbelt, which come down, and we cut this to fit the seatbelt. I'm going to add some photos in now. Just to show you what it looked like. I didn't do any filming when I was building it at the time, but I've got some photos and hopefully that gives you a good idea. So what it means is now our U-shape, which is a great use of space, as we keep saying, makes these little vans feel massive. But where you could only carry 3 people, you can now carry an extra person. And there's a possibility, I'm not 100% sure, I'd have to find out some measurements and stuff, but you might even be able to put a removable double here. Just depends on where it comes roughly to the pod unit. But as we custom make these to your van, we could make this maybe slightly narrower to accommodate a double, so that then means you can carry 5 people. So this could be a possibility instead of a rock and roll bed, as long as you're happy removing the extra seat or double, if we can make it fit. I'm sure we can. You can still carry 5 people in a U-shaped design setup. Get in touch with us if that's something you're interested in, and we can have a chat and we'll take it from there. Moving on. I'm just going to run through quickly how we use our table. So more rails on this end, and basically what we do is we put our table up here, and what that does, that opens up our whole kitchen area. So obviously we've got a sink and hob unit here, but we can now prepare stuff here. Also, if I come round here, now I can also use it as a table. With the sliding out piece of bed in the out position, you can now use your table for 2 people, because we've got a swivel single seat. That concludes our update video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you need to get in contact with us, you can find us on our website or our Facebook page. All our contact details will be in the description below. Hit us up with a message or give us a call. If there's anything we can help you with, we'd love to. Thanks very much. Catch you in the next one. Cheers.